Right, we good? Let's just go. Sekiro no hit is something I did probably about a year ago, a year and a half ago, that I just kind of want to do more of. And also I'm kind of in the middle of a challenge run that is incredibly painful and I just need a break from it. Almost done with it though. So apparently my PB for this one is 10, but I don't remember when I got that. It's probably last like January or February. Because I remember right after... my Immortal 7th one I started doing this. So it was probably sometime around then. Yeah, I'm probably going to be super rusty. Hopefully I can at least do tutorial Genny. So I think that would probably be quite embarrassing if I can't even do this. Yeah, I'm not warmed up in the slightest. I can already tell. Because I got hit there. I deflected one. Yes, we've already got hit and we're not even out of the tutorial. It's probably not a good start. So I basically did pretty much a full run of this last night just to make sure I actually knew where I was going. But other than that, I can't really say I've done much practice recently anyway. As far as the actual route goes, I'm pretty sure it's just Immortal Severance with... I basically do Immortal Severance and then just chuck Hirata on at the end. Like, I don't do it at like any other time. I basically do the full Immortal Severance run and then just go and do both Hiratas right at the end. We get the firecrackers. I'll be honest, I don't actually know why I get the firecrackers. So I don't actually think I use them. Fuck. Yeah, this first run is going to be incredibly scuffed. I basically just want to do like 2 no resets to see sort of where I am right now, if I'm going to start doing these like more frequently. I actually suck. I know I literally just said 2 no resets, but I'm resetting. 3 hits before killing Ogre is pretty abysmal. Just call it warm-up. Okay, so if I can actually try and get past Ogre without being hit by every enemy I fought and falling off a cliff, then that would be very appreciated. Okay, let's try fighting him again. And try not to get destroyed. What are you doing? Okay, I'm shocked I didn't get hit there. I was just spamming deflect. I didn't have a clue what he was doing. Okay, we actually made it past the tutorial this time. Always a promising sign when you can actually beat the first fucking enemy. Oh, I got the cool jump as well. Didn't trust myself and just grappled anyway. I really need to learn, or like come up with a proper way for getting the bell over here. Because there's no way the way I get it here is safe. Hey Will, yeah, I'm gonna start doing live stuff now. But I want to... I have some challenge runs that I'm going to stream when I've finished the one I'm currently working on. And then until then... And I just want to do like some like Sekiro or just some sort of general no-hit stuff. So I'll probably just do in the meantime. It basically gives me something that I can do challenge runs. I basically do challenge runs like most of the time maybe, and then just do this when I either don't have a run to do or just feel like doing something else. Honestly, no hit mid-ear really isn't that bad. But I'd rather no hit mid-ear than something like, I don't know, like Nameless King. Because I'm a lot worse at that fight. Or Soul of Cinder. Like mid-ear, I've fought enough to be good at it, whereas something like Nameless, I don't really fight that often. Okay, I suck. Guess we're doing 2 health bars of this. I mean, I don't necessarily find Nameless super difficult, but I think that's just more like how much I've played Dark Souls 3 thing, rather than like Nameless being an easy boss. Like, it's still a difficult fight, and I could, like, I'm confident I could probably beat him every time, but I definitely don't think I could no-hit him. This particular ending is... I mean, I did a practice run yesterday and that came out to about was about an hour 20 in game time. So probably looking at probably around like hour 45 real time maximum, I think. Shouldn't go on for longer than about an hour and 3/4. But say for today anyway, I want to try and get 2 runs done just as a sort of de-rust. So I haven't really done this in about a year. I mean, you could use bow. The thing with that is just... I mean, this is probably just a me thing, that if I'm trying to, like, no-hit a boss, the last thing I want to be doing is shooting it with 500 arrows. But I would... Like, for no-hits, I just kind of want to, like, get the fight done. I don't really like the sort of kite the boss around for 15 minutes type thing. Not that there's anything bad with that, it's still a no-hit. I just don't like that type. Work till 4th... Oh, that's only another hour though. That can't be too bad. As long as they don't give you any more stuff to do. I mean, yeah, you could always just... I mean, so, honestly, bow only Nameless... It's just because, as I said, I don't fight Nameless enough to know how, like, viable that would be. Fuck. Fuck. Like, I'm not as comfortable with Nameless's attacks as others. That was 2 hits. Okay, what are you doing? Okay, 2 hits. Honestly, Gyobu was a really, like, deceptively difficult fight to no-hit. I honestly think Gyobu is one of the harder fights in this run to actually no-hit. I mean, King of the Storm is probably annoying just because of the camera. Like, the actual attacks itself are fine, but... like, you can barely ever see it on screen. But honestly though, like, King of the Storm has, like, no health. So it probably wouldn't be too difficult to just melt him quite quickly. I honestly don't know what I would say the hardest no-hit for me in DS3 would be. Because a lot of the bosses are sort of like... I know the moves, it's just how difficult would it be to actually no-hit them. I think maybe something like Dancer or Cyrus. Just because of how... I mean, Cyrus is just a very sort of erratic boss, so like reading the moves is very difficult. Dancer is just a difficult boss. So maybe that. Comes the Aldrich. Aldrich phase 1 is easy. The things like... That's the thing. There is a... That's unfair. There is like a sort of... Not necessarily script, but thing you can do where you basically get Aldrich right before its phase 2 transition and then fully buff up and you can kill it like as soon as it starts phase 2 before it has a chance to do the arrows. Like phase 1 arrows aren't an issue. That's it. I think if you actually had to fight phase 2 head on, then the arrow rain in that phase is quite difficult. It loses its tracking over time, so you can sort of like circle the pillars. I mean, all the actual projectiles itself, I don't think would be that bad. Like all of the actual magic stuff, I honestly don't think are that bad. Because again, the actual homing is quite weak. I'm trying to think what else. That's the thing, I think if they're... Like, if you're just doing a normal playthrough with, like, proper leveling and everything, then I think all of the early game bosses are fine. But if you're doing, like, really low damage where you actually have to, like, know the attacks, you're actually going to be dodging the attacks for a while, you know, like, you can't just melt the boss down, then personally, honestly, something like Wolnir, or even like Curse-Spotted Greatwood or something, to be fair, I suck at. So if you can't just melt the boss early game, then I honestly think some of those for me would be quite difficult. I think Wolnir, if you can't just immediately destroy the bracelets, gets really scary. Because you have... Like, you have all the skeletons, and you have... Like, if you don't have the damage, he keeps crawling further and further up the arena until he gets to a point where, if he chooses to do his, like, if he chooses to do his, like, breath attack, you're just sort of dead. I disagree. But at least I know I'm incredibly rusty on just about every single boss in this game. That's the thing, like, Volnir and Greatwood, just because of how many ads they have. Like, honestly, if you don't have the damage, they probably get very annoying very quickly. See, honestly, for me, this is the weird thing. Like, I think I would suck at something like Osiris or like Dancer, Volnir, that sort of thing. But something like Midir, Frida, or Gale, I think I'd be quite good at. Just because I fight them all the time. You know, like I'll sometimes just fire up Dark Souls 3 for fun, just to fight those three. You know, so I fight those all the time, so I think I'd actually be quite confident at them. That I can no-hit. Which I think is the same for something like Sekiro. Where, like, because I fight all the difficult bosses all the time, just like for fun, I'm really good at things like Sword Saint, Owl, Genny, even though I just got hit. But I'm like pretty good at those fights. But something like Lady Butterfly, who I only really ever fight in runs, I don't really know what I'm doing. I mean, Dark Souls 3 is... It is a no-hit I've wanted to do for a while. Like, I did... I tried learning it... I'm trying to think when it would have been. Probably about 2 years ago. 2.5 years ago. I think I got to about Yorm before stopping. But it's something I would like to try. Like, I do want to get, or like try Elden Ring and Dark Souls 3 no hits. But for the moment, Sekiro is just what I know best. Like, it's my best FromSoft game. And given I've already no hit it a couple of times, I want to try and get some different endings or bosses, all this stuff. So honestly, I can't remember why I stopped. I don't want to talk to you. I can't remember why I stopped learning DS3 no hits. Because Yorm isn't really an issue with Storm Ruler. Because you can just bait out the same attack. So I can't remember why I stopped learning DS3 no hit, but so it's something I kind of want to say go back and do. The thing with DS3 and also Elden Ring, I guess, is that the no hits are, or at least the way I would do those compared to how I do Sekiro, that they feel a lot more like scripted or prep worky in a way. It's like Elden Ring no hit is basically 45 minutes of prep and then go and one shot Smurly bosses, or you know, it's that sort of thing. Or like you script a lot of the bosses so you don't have to worry about them. Whereas the way I do Sekiro no hit is basically I just run into the boss fight and fight the boss. I don't really script anything, I just kind of fight the boss normally. I mean, there are still some bosses that I cheese, things like Genny, Owl, Fake Monk. But for the most part, I just fight the bosses straight up. Whereas, say, something like Elden Ring, I think I would definitely want just script fights. Because I know you can script basically every fight in new game with Serpent Hunter and a ton of buffs. I've seen a DS1 no-hit, and I mean, honestly, yeah, I think DS1 for me would be one of the hardest no-hit, but that's just because I suck at DS1. Well, like, I don't... to be fair, I don't enjoy DS1 massively. I guess it's not like I don't enjoy it, it's just that I like the others a lot more. But, you know, I suck at DS1, so no-hitting for me would be quite difficult. Same thing in a way with Bloodborne. That like I love Bloodborne. I mean, way more than DS1. But even though I love it and play it all the time, I still just suck at it. I've still done quite a lot of playthroughs and challenge runs in Bloodborne, but I still just for whatever reason suck. So no hitting that game for me would be a nightmare. Yeah, not being able to teleport in DS1 is very annoying. Especially if you do go to like Ash Lake and have to climb all the way back up. Honestly, I don't mind it though. Like, the most annoying thing for me with the not teleporting is... The most annoying thing I had was that if I wanted to go and do... Or when I wanted to go and, like, upgrade a weapon... When I wanted to upgrade a weapon, I had to go all the way to Andre because I didn't buy the item. Or getting cursed in the depths and having to, like, climb all the way out. He actually fell from that. The other annoying thing with the whole getting cursed is that, like, if you get cursed in the depths, you already have to climb all the way out. But then also, for early game, like, purging stones are expensive. Like, early game DS1, purging stones are really expensive. And you kind of feel like you don't just want to get the one to cure the curse you already have, but you want to have like a couple spare as well, so that you don't have to climb out again if you like get cursed again. I mean, yeah, there are like soul farm methods that you can do, but I don't remember doing any of them on my first playthrough. I remember getting cursed and then consuming like every soul I had on my person to try and buy like a couple of the purging stones. I think like, yeah, they're 3,000, which is Like, early game, that is a lot. I guess, like, there's the... there's the Dragon Soul farm on the Bridge to Undead Parish, which gets, like, 500 per run. So I guess, like, 6 runs of that gets you enough to buy 1 Purging Stone. But still, like, before you sort of get, like, halfway through the game or so, they are really expensive. I can't remember how much early game bosses in DS1 drop. I know Quelaag drops like 20k. Yeah, there are some... I can't remember if like all the knights respawn or not, but killing all of those do give quite a few souls early on. I think you can also like farm the like the plant dudes in Parish, not Parish, in Darkroot. Like all the ones sort of in the burrows that sort of come out and whip you. Like you can farm those, I think. Yeah, the best early game farm, from what I can remember, is basically you go to the Undead Berg bonfire, climb up the ladder, go onto the like bridge where the Drake is, and then it burns all the enemies there, and you just repeat that. Bro, how did you grapple that? I think Quelaag's a pretty cool boss. Definitely in the case of DS1, where basically everything you fought up to that point is some sort of demon. No, it's some sort of like big dude with hammer or axe or something. Honestly, Gaping Dragon and Quelaag... Actually, to be fair, Gaping Dragon I actually think is a pretty underrated boss. I actually really like that boss. A lot of the DS1 bosses are pretty simple, but from the base game, but I still think quite a lot of them are done quite well. Oh, what, for Gaping Dragon? I mean, I think a lot of the other fights at that point have just been sort of dodge, attack, and hit. Whereas Gaping Dragon, you can kind of just wail on it, like on its back legs. Okay, can I remember this strat? Probably not, because I said I would look at it before I streamed and I didn't. And it shows. Yeah, butterflies pretty bad. I mean, the thing with butterflies is just wait around for however long and wait for me to float down so that you can hit me. Like, you can speed it up with you can speed it up with like bows or magic, but yeah, it's a pretty bad fight. I think also because some of the magic that Butterfly does is just way too spammy. Like, there's the charged projectile that sort of follows you across the entire bridge that it will just spam like 5 times in a row and does a ton of damage. So if you get hit by the first one, you then stand up and try healing, at which point it does it again, that hits you again, you heal, and you just get stuck in that loop. Yeah, I don't remember much of my DS1 first playthrough. Because things, I played through most of the game on PC, like up to sort of late game stuff, but never finished it. And then I actually finished it on console. And then I got DS1 again on console and played it all the way through on there. I guess my first playthrough was on PC, but the first time I actually beat it was on console. So I can't remember much because they're kind of split. All I really remember is trying to kill a DLC boss, doing no damage and giving up. That's really all I remember from my PC playthrough. So I think I played through... I played through DS3 on PC and then all of the others on PlayStation. Because my PC at the time was an absolute potato. But yeah. That's... Well, let's say DS1... When I played through DS1 on PC, that was my second Souls game. Like, I had... Like, that was after I'd just beaten DS3 for the first time. And say, but before that, before I played DS3, I basically only played like Mario, Zelda and FIFA, and I think Minecraft were like the games I played. So DS3 was a massive difficulty spike for me. And then DS1 I also just kind of sucked at. Then basically just didn't touch it for a while. Okay, please don't fuck this up because I didn't put firecrackers on. Thank you. Okay, so I'm trying to think of the order I played through them in. Yes, I did. So I did DS3 first. Then I did about half of DS1 on PC. Then I did... I think it was Bloodborne. Then, like, DS1 fully. I think it was Bloodborne, DS1, like, Sekiro, Demon Souls, DS2, and then Elden Ring. Or something like that. What am I getting? I think that. Yeah, so for Dark Souls I did 3-1-2. Which, I mean, it was a fine way to play it because DS3 is definitely the smoothest of the lot, so I guess playing that first. Like, part of me feels like, in a way, if I started with DS1, I might not have liked it just because how, like, in a way, jank it is, but... And I did DS3 first and then went back to 1 and 2. But then at the same time, starting with 3 means that you don't get half of the references. Because there are a lot of references in DS3 from DS1 and 2. I think, like, Bloodborne... I'm trying to remember when I played Bloodborne. I mean, Bloodborne I got with my PlayStation, so it must have been quite early on. Or like January 21, like February 21 is when I would have played it. I mean, I still play it now occasionally, like fire up a new game plus whatever playthrough and just sort of do it a bit for fun. That said, like I absolutely suck at Bloodborne. Like Elden Ring, DS3 and Sekiro, I can just sort of prat about as much as I like. I can do sort of meme builds. I don't really need to level proper stats. I can like do the games in basically any order I want, like in terms of the playthrough. Like whenever I play DS3, I basically just rush the DLC. But with Bloodborne, I still actually have to play it seriously and level the proper stats and everything. I need to level proper stats, I need to upgrade my weapons and level health and all this stuff. And I still die to quite a lot of bosses. Wait, not Shinobi Owl. Fuck, how'd you go back? Yeah, let's just fit all of these. To get that. And then we're on to Owl. So I haven't got a clue when Elden Ring DLC is going to come out still. It seems to just sort of exist at this point. Hopefully it'll be 2024. But we'll have to wait and see. I'm curious to see how big it is in terms of like what areas, like how many areas and stuff they put in. I'm guessing it'll be like a larger area. I guess it'll be like a larger area with a legacy dungeon and maybe a few caves and catacomb like mini dungeon things. But it depends on like how big that is or how many dungeons there are and all this sort of stuff. Because most other, yeah, because all the other FromSoft DLCs give you like 3 areas. Also, I never put these on. I mean, Ring City is a pretty decent sized DLC, yeah. That's in most of all the ones in like DS1 to Bloodborne, they're all like 3 areas. Or like, give or take, but... I mean, honestly, it probably sounds weird, but the thing I hope the most for it is that I can Deathblow Owl. Holy fuck. The thing I hope that is if they do have like caves and catacombs things, I mean, it is possible that it's just like 2 legacy dungeons back to back, but I do hope that if they have caves and catacombs that the bosses in there will be unique DLC bosses. Like, even if they're just sort of like DLC enemies with a health bar, I still hope that they're sort of new bosses rather than, you know, like all the bosses you get in base game Elden Ring, like all the sort of caves bosses. Yeah, we'll just have to wait until they announce something. Whenever they plan on that. I mean, knowing FromSoft, they'll just... there'll be nothing, and then they'll just drop the... There'll be nothing, then they'll just drop a random trailer on, like, a Thursday morning and say that the DLC is being released in, like, a week. That sounds sufficiently FromSoft. So that's kind of what they did with the announcement in the first place. So I remember just being sat at work and then seeing in Discord that people were saying that they'd announced DLC or something. That they just dropped it on a random, like, Tuesday morning or something. And then we just need to do all of this dialogue. The best part of Sekiro. I guess this is just sort of standard FromSoft secret ending, or like alternate ending type stuff, where you just need to talk to 5 million NPCs. I mean, honestly, I really wouldn't put it past FromSoft to just randomly announce, like, a Dark Souls 4 or something. Like, it's not going to happen. But it's the sort of thing that I wouldn't be shocked if, if they just announced a brand new game just on a random Wednesday or something with no event or anything, just randomly, I wouldn't be surprised. Okay, dialogue is done. We can finally play the game. I'm kind of curious to see what FromSoft do for the next game. Like, if it is like a sequel of something they've already done, or if it is just like another new IP thing. I like how they did with sort of Sekiro and Elden Ring just being new. I wonder if they'll do that again. I can't remember how the Souls games work exactly. Like... I mean, I think they all take place like in the same universe, just separated by however many years. I don't know if it's supposed to be like tens, hundreds, thousands, but because I mean Andre, because like Andre's in 1 and 3, and like in 3 he knows about the stuff in 1. So I think they're sort of like chronological, but I don't know if they're, I don't know like an exact time frame, or if there even is supposed to be a time, or if they're just sort of, you know, just sort of no time sort of thing. I don't really know. I'm sure people have probably made videos or whatever on it about the timelines of the 3 games sort of thing. Because they all kind of, like DS1 and 2 sort of take place, or they all kind of take place in different universes, but then DS3 is, but then DS3 has like all the different like cities, whatever, sort of coming together, so. I'm pretty... Andre isn't in 2. He's not in Dark Souls 2, but that's in Dark Souls 3, like the Andre in Dark Souls 3, I think, like it's the same as the one in Dark Souls 1, like he remembers shit about Dark Souls 1. Yeah, in Dark Souls 2, it's someone completely different. Who, again, with the whole references and stuff, you can find in Dark Souls 3. Like you can find the Dark Souls 2 blacksmith in Dark Souls 3. Not alive, but he's there. Oh no, wait. No, I'm thinking of someone else. The blacksmith, I don't think you can find, but yeah, the person I'm thinking of is someone else that you can, that's in DS2 that you can find in DS3. But I mean, there is a lot of that in general in 3, of just like characters from 1 and 2, like being able to find like their bodies or something in a random area. I mean, the character you play as in 1 is technically in 3. I think it also applies to 2, but I'm not certain. Because the character you play as in 1... So I can't remember if it also applies to 2. But that's what Soul of Cinder is. Like that's why Soul of Cinder in Phase 1 can basically switch between all of the different builds, weapons, spells and everything. Because it's basically everyone who's linked to the fire. So I don't know if that also applies to DS2. Okay, let's hope I don't take an embarrassing hit on Dragon. Not that it really matters because I've already got hit 5 times, but... Or 5 or 6? 5. I think I need 2 more. So I think I still need 1 more lightning. Yup. This fight is really cool on the first playthrough, or like the first couple playthroughs. And then after that it's just a time waster in a way. But as long as I just don't take a dumb hit. Big combo. So this boss is really cool. So it's definitely much more of a like spectacle than a boss fight. Like in a way, this is basically the sort of like Yorm's Storm Ruler gimmick fights of Sekiro. It's really cinematic and fun, but then so after the first couple of playthroughs, it sort of just becomes an auto-scroller. Okay, so that's all of the Immortal Severance stuff done. Well, other than the final boss, but I always like to leave the final boss till the end. Because you can kill the final boss and just not get the ending. So you can kill the final boss, then you can go back. Then I could go back to all the Purification stuff and then just come back and get the ending. But I just... It's just the thing I prefer, that I like ending on the final boss. So I'm going to get this idol here and then go and do Hirata to get the Purification stuff we need. "10 minutes left to work, 5% battery." I mean, that should last. I mean, unless you need it for, like, getting back after. Like, unless anything goes wrong, but... I don't know, that's the thing with me. I always... Like, my phone... I never use it. I use it all the time at home, but at work, or, like, just when I'm out in general, I never use it so that when I actually go home, it's always on, like, at least 50%. Okay, stupid jump. I'm gonna be here for 5 minutes. Stupid jump. Thank you. Started at 80%. Yeah. That always happens. Your phone's on like 100%, you watch 2 YouTube videos and then it's like 40. That's just what happens. Okay, I think this is like the only place I use firecrackers. I can't remember why I used them. Yeah, those firecrackers did nothing. I don't actually... Do I actually need to get firecrackers this one? If it was 80% to start and then it's lasted 10 hours, like, that's not bad per se. Especially if you've, like, been watching, I don't know, streams or YouTube or whatever. I wouldn't say that's necessarily bad if you've been using it a ton. But yeah, I mean, work's almost done, so should be good to just go home and relax for a bit. Okay, time for the bit I don't understand. I do not have a clue what I'm doing in Hirata. Apparently they saw me. Bro, there's no way you see me here. More DS1. That sounds like a pretty good plan. I want to do another one of this, and then I want to... God, I should probably actually get this guy to the aggro. And then I want to try and finish off my challenge run for the next video. So I'm almost done with it. But I've been on... I think my time on this one is like... It's like 21, 22 hours or something. But I'm almost done. Maybe another like hour tops. But do have fun with your DS1 playthrough though. Okay. Yep, 22 hours. It's been a painful one. Not normally I like the challenge runs I do, or most of the challenge runs I've done have taken somewhere around like the 8 to 12 hour mark. Yeah, this one's at like 22. Which, in fairness, was sort of the whole point of it. Like, the whole point of this was that it's supposed to be painful, but... yeah. The past, like, 2 days, I've been playing it basically like, okay, this is the last... You know, this is, like, the last, like, session of it. I'll get it done this session. I'll get it done this session and then I'll be done. I can edit or, you know, whatever. But no. Need to do more and then more. And I tried to get it finished last night. Got to about... It was probably about midnight when I eventually said I should probably stop. Well, we got a hitless Hirata. Well, Hirata 1. I mean, say streaming is something I'd probably like wanted to do. Because that's the thing, because I'd done like the only streams before this I'd done, I guess, were I did all bosses stuff back in like, I want to say June or July. I think just doing some streams of either no-hit stuff or just the challenge runs. Rather than recording them at whatever time. I think it would probably be cool to stream them instead of just recording. Go make sure I have blood smoke on. Okay, this strategy never fucking works. But let's try it anyway. Okay, it worked. But I suck. I really suck, what the fuck? So I got the easy part, but I can't 1v1 a drunkard. Take care, Will. I mean, be back whenever if you want, but if your phone's out of charge. Should probably get it charged rather than watching stuff. Okay, what are you doing? Okay, what are you doing? %. Honestly, I'm impressed. My phone dies at like 8%. The fact that you can actually get it to 2 and it still be working is quite impressive. But how did that owl not hit me? Holy fuck, how did that owl not hit me? Take care. Oh my god. I don't understand how that owl just stopped. Okay, just final boss. Is there any skill I want? No. My plan is to finish this and then get another run. I mean, this run's only taken like an hour and a half. Real time. I don't even think it's that. Not even that much. Okay, Sword Saint. There's one death blow. And the second. And the third. Okay, not bad. 7 hits. New PB. I mean, for doing like one practice run last night and then maybe an hour, like an hour or two alongside that the night before, I'd say that's pretty good. Seven hit purification. We take those. I want to see how long that was in game time though. Because I've only been streaming an hour and a half. And this wasn't even done like at the very start. In game time, an hour 15. Okay. It's not too bad then. Honestly then, this run doesn't take as long to finish as I thought it did. I thought this was like an hour 40, sort of that sort of area. Apparently it's not even an hour and a half. Okay, we go again. You're already back. What the... Were you just finding a charger or something? Oh, with 3% now. Ooh. I mean, that's basically fully charged. 3% basically fully charged, so... Honestly, looking at that last run, five of my 7 hits were in, well, not just in the Shura part, but in like the first half of the Shura part. Which basically means I need to do some more Shura. Or just practice that stuff. charger in the car. Makes sense. I don't actually... Do I have a phone charger in my car? I must do. It's a relatively modern car. I don't use it though. Things I always fully charge my phone overnight and then I just don't use it. That was a bit sketch. So I work... I don't work Wednesday, Friday, Sunday. Well, I sometimes do Sundays, but it's a bit hit or miss. So I don't do Wednesdays and Fridays. Which is why I'm sort of getting this done instead. I mean, so it depends whether I want to do sort of afternoon or evening streams, kind of depends on that. Because I finish work like in early afternoon. So I could always still do like afternoon streams. But it just depends on like when I finish and get back and all this sort of stuff. But say I know like what I want to do for streams. I just need to decide when I'm doing them, basically. Okay, that does not feel safe in the slightest. I'm definitely going to get hit there at some point. I normally finish at like, depending on the day, 2 or 3. I start work quite early and do like, I mean again it depends, but I normally do like 7-hour days. So I guess I'm not like full-time, but... Okay, should be GG. Yep. Okay, let's see if I can get a better early game. AKA, see if I can actually remember how to fight the bosses. So is your... Do you do like part-time college then? If you do like 4 days work, 1 day college? Is that a part-time thing then? So 'cause when I did college, I just did full-time. Like sort of as standard. Then I have... And that's what most of my friends did. And then I have a couple friends that just went off and did apprenticeships at various places. Oh, you are doing... Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, because I have a friend that basically immediately after secondary just went off to... and did an apprenticeship at a physics lab. And I think they like paid him to... Or they... Like he studied while he was there or something. Okay, let's see if I fuck this up. Yep. Dude, I'm telling you, Kyobu is actually difficult. Kyobu was actually a difficult boss to no-hit. Okay, we're getting better. One hit Kyobu this time. I mean, yeah, that kind of makes sense, to be fair. I started doing uni and then dropped out to just work full-time. So I just didn't really feel like it was worth it at that point. Also, I forgot to get the rat. Also, that's not where I wanted to warp. Okay, this is scuffed. Wait, did I not? Okay, we're starting this one again. So I killed Gyobu. I killed Gyobu right next to the idol. Forgot to get the idol. Also didn't go and get the rat. So when I went over to speak to Ishin, I remembered that I needed to get the rat. So I homeward idled back to temple because that's the only one I have. That is a bit stupid. I guess I just need more practice at Gyobu, so I wanted to reset and do the fight again. Yeah, honestly, I respect the decision. But I think it is definitely like not necessarily a forced thing, but or it's definitely sort of expected in a way that by a lot of people that you sort of do secondary school straight into college, straight into uni, and like you just do everything. So honestly, I can sort of respect anyone that decides not to do that, or decides that it's the right thing for them to just either work or apprenticeship or something. Okay, can I fuck this up again? I want to do another Sekiro challenge run, but I can't really think of what to do. I kind of want to see if there's one I can do with like the vanilla game, like unmodded stuff. Okay. Had a phone call. And Genny down. Okay, I need to remember to actually get the idol this time. I guess I could have continued the last one, but it basically just means that I would have to do this entire run again. Like, if I were on 0 hits, I probably would have continued it, but I'd already got hit by Kyobu. Yeah, I just had a phone call that I had to quickly take, which is why I just kind of paused and muted myself. If I were actually like having to go somewhere, I would have, you know, just put like some scuffs like BRB text up or something, but so it's just like a minute-long phone call or a couple minutes, so. Okay, this does not feel safe in the slightest. But I haven't been hit by it yet. So we keep doing it until I get hit by it on a run. Sort of how that goes. You come up with a strategy for no hit. It works every time. Then it works perfectly well until you're in an actual run, and then it just never works. Okay, and that's Ogre. I appear to be getting back into the swing of this early game. Or well, like the super early game, I should say. So I can't really say I'm used to early game again when I'm just getting hit by Gyobu. For me, honestly, the hardest boss for this one might be Gyobu. Because it's like the two bosses in Sekiro that I'm like least confident fighting are Gyobu and Lady Butterfly. The difference in Lady Butterfly's case is because it's an optional boss. Like it's required for this ending, but because it's like in the normal game it's an optional boss, I can basically fight it whenever I want. So I do it right at the end of the run where I'm super overpowered and can just really quickly destroy it. Whereas Gyobu is the first boss in the game and there's not really a way to get overpowered before him. You just have to do the fight. So for me, I'd probably say this is the hardest fight. Because for what are sort of like the normal Sekiro hardest bosses, I fought them enough that I'm confident at them. Whereas this I don't really fight. Like, Gyobu definitely sets the tone for the run. Like, if you can get past him, you're in good shape. And Bull as well. Like, having Gyobu and Bull sort of back to back is actually really stressful. And that was hitless. So 2 hits on our first run, 1 hit on our second, and then hitless on the third. So definite improvement. Then I remembered to actually get the idol this time. And I've actually remembered to go and kill this dude. So no resets just yet. Because I actually got what I needed to. And then Bull. I guess the good thing about having Bull early on is you get the bullshit boss out of the way. Like, you get the bullshit boss out of the way right at the start. And then you don't really have to worry about anything else like that. Do I think you could kill a Sekiro boss? Have you ever played this game? I mean, I can definitely think of a mini-boss that you could kill. Even if you've never played this game, there's definitely a mini-boss you could kill. Actual boss? No chance. Or definitely not, like, first try, is what I should say. This is the best fight in the game. Just chasing a bull around the arena. Because, like, I mean, normally you can deflect it. Like, the attacks it does with its horn or whatever it is, you can deflect. But for no-hit rules, because that deflects, it does chip damage because of the fire. So for no-hit rules, that's counted as a hit. And also, because this is also damageless, the chip damage from the fire means I can't deflect it. Which means that instead I need to chase the ball around for 5 minutes. Okay, what are you doing? Wait, what are you doing? Absolute peak boss design right there. Not seen a better boss in a game, frankly. It's like it's fine for speedruns because you can actually deflect it. Okay, you can actually play the game. But for damageless and like hitless, it's just awful. Just I don't know why it's there. Like all the other bosses at this point sort of have a purpose. I guess it's to teach about status effects. But like, surely there must have been a way to tell players about like status effects and all this stuff without making it awful. Oh fuck. Oh, there's an enemy there. Since when? Yeah, honestly, the stealth in this game is really fun. Like, Gatchins definitely make it a lot easier because you can just run past enemies, but... What am I doing? I don't know why I locked on. Okay, looks like we're fighting Genny normally. So I accidentally locked on. And I don't have Makiri. Well, I really fucking got away with that one. Honestly, Genny is actually a pretty scary boss. Like, not this phase, but that phase is actually quite scary because of the arrow attacks. Which I think I deflected it. But we got Genny. I'm pretty sure I deflected it, so I think that is 0 hits. Say the 4 arrow attack is really annoying to deflect. And then he also has the 2 like big 7-hit combos he can do. Which I think I don't think they're technically impossible, but they're ridiculously difficult to deflect. The reason is that, like, so I'm pretty sure in Sekiro, if you spam the block button, then the like parry window you have to deflect attacks decreases. But I think the attacks in that combo are like so close together that the attacks in the combo are so close together that you pressing the button to deflect them, like the game registers that as you just spamming block, so it like decreases your parry frames. I think that's how it works. That's why that big combo is that's why I just go nowhere near it. Like if he starts doing it, I just leave it. Because it's just so unreliable. I'm pretty sure you can deflect it, but it's just not worth it. Okay, now I get the skill book. Made it home from work, always good. Why do I always talk to this dude? Like, do you live like far from your work then? Because for my work I live like I'd say it's about a 25-minute walk. So when I finish work, it's like, I guess it's actually quite nice for me when I always finished work because I had a nice little sort of walk home. And it's not like, and I don't work in the city or anything, so it's quite a relaxing walk. You know, it's not tons of traffic and everything. I don't have some of the mini bosses on splits just because they take up too much space. Because I like having all of the splits like on screen at the same time. So you could have every single thing we fight on there and just sort of scroll through them. But I like having the entire run on screen. So I don't really put any of the mini bosses on there. I put the new stuff on there. It's like Drunkard 1 and Drunkard 2 are mini bosses, but they're like new to this run. Like I've not done a hitless one with those before. But stuff like Bull, Ogre, all this sort of thing that you do in like every Sekiro hitless run, like I don't put them on splits because they just take up too much space. So the splits are just... So the splits are every major boss, and then I have, say, Drunkard 1 and Drunkard 2, because those are new mini-bosses for this run. And then also Centipede. Then Centipede just because it's at the end of a really annoying area. So that one's more to just track how I did in that like really annoying area and split up the Corrupted Monk section. In fairness, the Corrupted Monk section is very long. So it just splits it up. "20 minutes in a car. That's not bad then. I think I prefer walking, to be honest. I mean, driving, like driving is nice in the morning, but I'd much rather, like when I finish work, just not have to worry about driving home and just walk. I know that's probably just a weird thing, but I guess that's just me. I prefer driving to work, but walking home from it. I guess to be fair, obviously if you're driving, you can actually, like you have aircon or heating or anything, so if it is really cold or hot, whereas walking you don't get that, but I think it's just because I'm used to walking. So when I first started here, I couldn't drive, so I had to walk, and I'm just sort of used to that. Yeah, like I think I like going. I like having a walk much more than I like having a drive, like for fun. I like long drives if I'm not the one driving, if that makes sense. I like just going for long car rides, but not if I'm the one driving. Yeah, I mean, I live like... I mean, I live quite reasonably close to London. It's probably about... It's about 35, 40 minutes on the train. I think it's about 35. Just like on kind of on the outskirts. So it's not like super crowded, but it's definitely... I guess the benefit is there's pretty good connections to places, because it is only half an hour, 40 minutes from London. Will I get trolled? No. Okay, hitless monkeys. I say I live in a pretty small town, but that town is like a 5-minute drive from two much bigger towns, and then very close to London itself. Wait, you live on an island? Wait, which coast is that then? It's like the Channel Islands or something, or somewhere else. Or is it just like a small island? I mean, I'm trying to think if you could get much further from the coast to where I live. For the UK, I'm pretty much. I mean, I guess you could be up in the Midlands somewhere, but. No, it probably takes about an hour and a half to get down to the sea from where I am. Which I think for the UK, an hour and a half to get to sea is quite high. Okay, so I need to take these dudes out. And then try my luck at centipedes. I was in the bit between... Oh, right, is it in the bit between England and Ireland? Oh, right, it's a connect... Oh, okay, yeah. So it's not, like, fully isolated or anything, it's just bridges. That makes sense. I don't know if I've ever been somewhere like an island that's just connected by bridges. I'm pretty sure all of like the small ones I've been to have been by ferry. And definitely places like the Isle of Wight are. I guess if it's connected by bridges, it's the sort of thing that you probably wouldn't even notice was an island. Like if you were just sort of driving through in a way. Is it like a bridge to a dead end, or is it sort of like a through road to places? So I guess that's the sort of thing that if it's a through roads, then like if you drive through there, you probably wouldn't even notice it was an island. I'm not going to try guessing. I haven't got a clue. I haven't got a clue. Like that's the only like real island I actually know in the UK is the Isle of Wight, which is basically in the Channel. And it's also probably a very small island then if it can be connected by bridges or whatever. Oh, where the fuck do I go from here? Okay, dropping down there is not a good idea. I mean, as long as I don't aggro like the headless that's down there, that should be fine. From a map, you can't tell if it's an island or not. Yeah, that makes sense. Also, this is the mini-boss I said you'd be able to kill. It literally doesn't even attack you. You have to just stand there and wait for it to attack. It doesn't. Yeah, if you can't tell it's an island from a map, then it's the sort of place that if you're just driving through or even walking through, you probably wouldn't register that it was an island. You probably just think that it was like there were just rivers or something. Is it a big enough island, or is it a small enough island that you can like see that it is an island, or does it just look like another piece of land with a massive like bridge across a river or something? Like can you actually see where it sort of curves round and makes an island, or does it just look like across a river? Nice. Do I know who Thomas Telford is? Haven't got a clue. Let's see if Google can help me out. I have not got a clue who he is. I'm guessing he built the bridge or something, or like found the island or something. Yeah, I'm assuming he built the bridge or designed it or something like that. But yeah, I haven't got a clue who he is. that's not like in the sort of scope of what we learn about like in the southeast. Because I live very close to like where the Magna Carta and all that was done. Like I live in the same constituency as it. So that's sort of a lot of what our that's what a lot of our school history stuff was, or like local history. There weren't really any like there wasn't really any much engineering around here, I guess. Confetti. Yeah, he built the bridge. Oh, okay. Yeah, I assumed he'd probably be an engineer or like architect of some sort. But say who he like actually is, I haven't got a clue. I thought that was too early. I thought I just fucked up that deflect at the very end. I guess I just say thank you to Sekiro's incredibly lenient parry window. I think I can't remember. I don't think there was a lot of local history we did at our school, but the main thing was like the Magna Carta. Because when I was at secondary school in 2015 was like the 800-year anniversary of it. So there was quite a big thing in our local area about the 800 years of that. But other than that, I can't remember any real like local history here. And that's the thing, we did all like the standard history of Romans and Egyptians, all this sort of thing, but not really any local stuff. Okay, Owl is actually super scary. If I can get him in the corner, we're fine, but putting him in the corner is not easy. And I really also need to make sure that I always put the shuriken on before this. Yep, he's not in the corner. He is now. Dude, I don't know what he was doing there. Normally you can interrupt Owl's combos. Like you can sort of one hit deflect sort of thing. But for that first combo, I don't know, I wasn't really confident in doing that for some reason. So I didn't. And then when he was in that corner there, and then when he was just jumping there, I don't know what he was doing, so I didn't want to just start R1ing. I've heard of Angle C. I can't say I know anything about it or like where it is or anything, but I've heard of it. So I wouldn't really say I know. I know of its name, but that's about it. Yeah, the phase transition for Owl is slightly scary. Because so when he initially like goes down on the ground, that has a like explosion that you run away from. But when he sort of does the fake out, like the backflip or whatever to start phase 2, he puts like a smoke bomb down or something. Or there's like a cloud of dust or something, and that staggers you, which does count as a hit. So you need to be very careful and like iframe dodge your way through it. Which is why it looks a bit weird, because you sort of... Because I'm running towards it, Owl backflips, then there's just sort of a puff of smoke. And then you just sort of start R1ing, and... You know, if Owl starts getting hit again, you got it correctly. If not, then, you know, if you got staggered, you're going to get hit. And basically, you don't know if you've... Because of all the dust clouds, you don't know if you've got the dodge until you get hit, basically. So it is quite scary. But say the scariest part of the Owl fight is actually getting him into the corner to begin with. Once he's in the corner, it's fine. Yeah, I got all the Shura stuff hitless, which I'm happy about. I got hitless on all the Shura stuff. Now we just need to see if I can get all the Immortal Severance stuff. So I'd literally just heard of the name. Honestly, I don't even know if I knew it was an island or not. I don't know how big it is or where it is. I'm not even convinced I knew it was an island. I just heard the name. Like once or twice. No, go away. I don't want to speak to you. What is it with me and just pressing extra dialogue options? Okay, off to Fountainhead. Well, honestly, Fountainhead is actually quite scary. Just because of the one water dive. I guess I probably could go all the way around the outside. Especially since I need to go there anyway for the echoes. I still just kind of do the water dive that you do in like speed runs. Okay, we got Monk. And now comes the scary part of Fountainhead. Jump into the water, avoid the lightning, and start swimming. And hope it doesn't hit me. It hit me. I dove too late. I think he's probably just going to hit me again. Or not. Okay, I don't know how that didn't hit me. I should probably just go... I should probably just go around the outside. I know how to do that dive, it's just a bit annoying and I sometimes fuck it up. I mean, all I need to do now is make sure I get hit somewhere else so that that isn't my only hit. Like, as long as I get hit somewhere else, it'll be fine. And I won't be worried. If that is the only hit, I will be a bit sad, yeah, but... In fairness, though, I'd rather... Like, if it is going to be, like, a one-hit run, I'd rather that hit be towards the end. You know, rather than getting hit really early on, like, Gyobu or someone. I'd rather have it towards the end than get, like... Say, get hit really early on, like, Gyobu or Ganicha or something, decide to keep going, and then find out that that was my only hit. I'd rather get it quite late on like this. Yeah, 7's my best. 7 was the one I did right before this one. Things, even though 7's my best for like this run as a whole, up to the Divine Dragon split, it's like the one that I'm on now, that's all just Immortal Severance ending, which I've done hitless before. So apart from the Drunkard 1, Lady Butterfly, Drunkard 2 and Father Owl like splits, every other part of this I've done hitless and damageless before at some point, like in a full completed run. So going from like 7 down to 1 or 7 down to 0 isn't too out of the question, just because I've done all this stuff before. Yeah, so Dragon and Sword same to the last parts of Immortal Severance, which is just the sort of bog standard ending. And then the other splits are all the sort of extra stuff I need to do for this particular ending. Which is the stuff I should probably be getting hit on since it's the new stuff. But... in all honesty though, given I did one practice run of this yesterday, maybe a combined 2 hours of practice yesterday and the day before, plus like the one run before this, getting hitless through to Fountainheads, I'm pretty pleased with. I fucked it. Which boss do you mean Great Wolf? Dude, what am I doing? Okay, actually, what am I doing? Now I'm just kind of getting impatient, which really isn't a good thing for hitless runs. Oh, the Ashes Varianda one. Yeah, I mean, Sith is definitely a better boss than that. Like, I don't even think that's a question. The Gravetender Great Wolf's music is incredibly good, though. Honestly, it's probably my favourite track on DS3, in DS3's OST. The Gravetender Great Wolf. The actual fight itself. Honestly, I think the Great Wolf fight itself is okay, but the NPC makes it really annoying. And Sith is probably my favourite fight of the DS1 base game. So I do really like the Sith fight, so it's my favourite of the base game. But yeah, without the NPC, I think Gravetender Grey Wolf is really good. Especially since you can encounter it earlier. It's kind of a cool little thing. I'm trying to think if, like, I think if the NPC wasn't there, I would still like Sith more as a boss. I think Gravetender Great Wolf would be a pretty good fight if the NPC wasn't there. Okay, well, that hit in the water was unfortunate. But oh well. You liked Curse-Swatted Greatwood. Okay, well now your opinion's just wrong. Sorry to say, but that's a pretty shit opinion. I do think it says something about DS3 though, that even its worst bosses are still, like, tolerable. Like, Greywood isn't, like, it's a bad fight, but it's not like the worst thing to ever exist. It's still, like, acceptable. Which just shows how good DS3's bosses are, in my opinion. I mean, so it is also one that you can just go back whenever and destroy, being completely optional. I mean, yeah, Pontiff and Twin Princes are great. Like Twin Princes is my favourite fight in the base game. Like I absolutely love that fight. Pontiff is also really cool, but for a first playthrough I just found him super difficult. It's probably the most... I think Pontiff is the most attempts I've taken on any FromSoft boss to kill once. More than like Mulaney or something. I think Pontiff took me over 100. And now stupid jump. I should really just learn what I'm actually supposed to do for this jump, instead of just winging it. Because otherwise I'm just going to be here for like 5 minutes. Well, I know where I need to jump, I just don't know how to do it. Yeah, I should probably practice this. Okay, please. Please. I really just need to watch a video of someone actually doing this jump. Or just open up the cheat engine and open up the mesh viewer so I can see where I'm actually aiming. This is funny to watch and even funnier to actually try and do. So I'm trying to do a jump that I always do but don't know how I do it. And instead of practicing it, I just try. I guess like the reason I don't practice it is because there's never any risk. Like it's not like you need to get the jump or enemies are gonna attack you. Like there's no risk to failing it. Even so, I'd like to not be stuck here for 10 minutes. There we go. I should just practice that. Just so that I at least know where I'm actually supposed to aim. I at least know where I'm supposed to aim, I should be fine. Okay, I want to try just immediate mortal draw. Yeah, that works. Okay, so we don't actually need firecrackers for that. Is there actually a reason for me to get firecrackers then? I guess they can be useful for the drunkards. I don't think that quite took me as long as mid-ear. Must have been close though. What am I doing? Must have been pretty close. Wait, why have I only got one Gatchine? Wait, which one did I forget to pick up? Okay, I would have forgot the Senpo one. I guess it's fortunate that I decide to get the idol at Senpo for no reason whatsoever, given that I missed the Gatchine pickup. Yeah, the Gale fight was pretty decent, to be fair. I did still die quite a lot. There are quite a few times that I got a bit greedy and got punished for it pretty well. But we still got it. I probably did die more than you, to be fair. I'd say I think that was mostly me just being cocky. That was just me being cocky and trying to go for like really risky hits. Okay, Lady Butterfly. Yeah, phase 2 and 3 Gale are really fun. Some of the best phases that From have done, in my opinion. Definitely phase 3. Okay, that Lady Butterfly strat I've always just gone for because I hadn't made a strat. And I always just did that because I hadn't gone with the proper strat, but it actually kind of seems like that works. So maybe that is now my strategy. Kind of seems like that does work. Instead of just being a sort of bailout, I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, I never picked up that Gatching. And I think Gale's phases get harder as you go through the fight. I think phase 3 is harder than 2, which is harder than 1. I think because 1 there's no like projectiles or anything that you have to worry about. It's sort of just the sword fight. And then he starts adding in projectiles and the cape and all this stuff. Wow, you hit me. That's another thing I should actually try and get. I have no idea how to run through that bit safely. I suck. But at least the bit in the water wasn't the only hit now. So at least that bit wasn't the only hit. So we don't need to worry about it anymore. Okay. Hopefully I don't get hit by Owl. Because this is my favourite fight in the game, so I should know how to do it. Is it 3 hits I got on Drunkard? Yeah. Because there was the one by the dude on the way. I really need to learn how to just run through that area. I don't know how. I always just sort of chance it, because I don't have a proper plan. Then honestly, the drunkard fight was just me sucking. Like, that fight is literally the exact same one as the fight I did 5 minutes before, just with more health. So those 2 hits were just me being bad. But that was hitless. And just the final boss. So that's everything we need for the Purification ending. Because we got the Aromatic Flower. Now it's just final boss. Let's try and close this out with 4 hits. That's the thing, like, if I get hit anywhere, I'm glad that it's in the new stuff, in the Purification stuff. Oh, I don't like having a ton of hits on, like, Kyobu and Ganitra and all this stuff, and then just having a flawless Hirata. Three hits is maybe a bit much. I mean, in fairness, after I got the first hit on Drunkard, the second one was a guarantee, because I got knocked down. Okay, GG. GG. 4 hits. Genicho's there is just part of the boss fight. The final boss in this game is effectively just 4 phases. He's just part of the fight. Okay. Purification in 4 hits. Not too bad of a run. I think the thing in Fountainhead was annoying, but given that I got hit 3 times in Hirata, I'm not too sad about it. 4 is good, so it just means whenever I next do this, we can start going for 0. It also probably means, though, that I'll have to start resetting. Because these were basically just 2 no resets, except for I forgot to get the idol. These are effectively 2 no resets, but it's now at the point where if I get hit to like Geni or Gyobu or something, I might have to start resetting, depending on how bad it is. But I'd say 4 is pretty good. But yeah, I am going to call it there. I have other stuff I need to do. So I'll call it there. No clue when our next stream, depends when I'm available. But it will probably be more Sekiro. It'll probably be more of this. But yeah, not a bad run. I mean, stream was 3 hours. I think it's enough for 2 runs. Because to be fair, the run didn't take as long as I thought it would. I thought it was like 1 hour 45. It's like 1 hour and a half. So I think depending on how much stuff I have to do, maybe at some point I could do like 3 full runs in a stream or something, but we'll have to wait and see. But anyway, yeah. I think the run feels a lot longer than it is. It feels a lot longer than 1 hour and a half. I think just because there's a lot of stuff to do, but there's not much time between it all. But yeah, that's going to be me done. As I said, don't know when I will next do a stream, but whenever that is, hopefully we'll get a no hit, no damage run. So yeah, until then, say thanks for watching everyone, and see you soon.